Stop what you're doing just for a moment. Gemini, you didn't click on this video by accident. The algorithm didn't bring you here. The exact phase of your spiritual cycle did. I can feel the heavy weight you've been carrying in silence, that strange sensation that something massive is about to happen, but keeps getting inexplicably delayed. Do not ignore this, because what is being revealed today is absolutely critical, and understanding it right now is the only way to release the brakes on your life once and for all. You are the Gemini who always freezes or faces inexplicable obstacles right at the finish line. I see you sensing those heavy looks in the room, feeling the air shift and grow dense, but pretending not to notice just to avoid drama and keep the peace. You smile through the sudden exhaustion, brushing it off as mere coincidence. It is not a streak of bad luck. It is not physical exhaustion. It is an invisible siege. It is your classic pride, laughing off your own pain and rationalizing the dense energy as tiredness. But there is a tragic impulse inside you to shrink your own light and stay quiet just to stop bothering others. And every time you shrink your light to please them, a brick falls from your invisible walls. You are letting the shadows in instead of raising an impenetrable glass to protect your fire. You will discover exactly what this critical energy is that has been secretly hovering over your most important plans. You will understand why certain people have been subtly pulling away or changing their tone as your light grows. You will learn how to identify this invisible siege before it manifests as physical exhaustion or closed doors. You will receive the exact energetic tools to cut this cord and permanently protect your next steps. And before this message closes, I will say a sentence about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. Have you ever felt that there is a strange, heavy weight on your life that increases precisely when things start going right? As if every step you take is being watched way too closely. As if something inside you already knew that not every look around you is rooting for you, but your mind still hasn't been able to accept it. And what if this sequence of delays at the finish line, friendships that suddenly cool off, and unexplained exhaustion isn't a coincidence, but a sign that the universe is trying to show you the spiritual envy surrounding your Gemini path? Because while many pretend that envy doesn't exist, few realize that every blocked phase can carry an unspoken look, an invisible chain, and a spiritual siege that hasn't been cut yet. But what if the major turning point is in this revelation that you still haven't been able to apply? Now think with me. Why does everything stall in my life precisely when it is about to work out? What if every project that died on the eve of success, every compliment with a bitter aftertaste, every time your ideas shined in someone else's mouth, every heavy energy after certain gatherings, and this constant feeling of being watched way too closely, were signs of a spiritual envy you have ignored for way too long? It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret of the Universe to Keep Envy Away from Gemini's Life. This book is not just a read, it is a revelation created for Geminis who wish to understand where this energy comes from that blocks your own path. Cut the invisible cords of envy, the evil eye and silent sabotage, and completely push this energy away from your life so you can grow as light as you were born to be. Many Geminis already feel that they need to protect themselves from this energy that surrounds them, but they still haven't made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But beware, the access might be taken down at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs and directions that can transform the heavy weight into absolute freedom. Do not wait for another victory to freeze at the finish line before seeking protection. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the envy that tried to dim your light might be the exact proof that the universe has prepared a brilliance for you that is simply too big to go unnoticed. You are still processing this right now, feeling that chill of recognition at the back of your neck. If this first word has already touched something inside you, write "My light is protected" down below. Not for me, but because another Gemini who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path of protection has a map, and it is already within your reach in the first pinned comment. I will come back to it shortly because anyone who carries the weight of this invisible siege needs relief before receiving the full revelation. And if for some reason you are not interested or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I don't receive a single penny for any of these messages I deliver here every day. Nothing at all. And even so, they keep coming out every day for you and for every Gemini who still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wishes to give back a little of what you received, there is a voluntary donation link open in the first pinned comment, right below the book. Any amount that fits in your hand today, any amount your heart points to, that is what keeps this channel standing. That is what makes the next message reach another Gemini tomorrow, exactly as it reached you today. I will wait for you there, Gemini. I haven't even told you the most important part yet. There are 4 signs that this invisible siege is already acting on you, and you are going to recognize at least one of them. Let us slow down for just a second, Gemini. I need you to step away from the noise of the day, lower your mental defenses, and bring your focus entirely to this exact moment. We are entering the deeper layers of what has been quietly blocking your path, and your spirit needs to hear this without the noise of the outside world. Notice how your body reacts to what I am about to say right now. Feel the subtle shift in your breathing as we finally pull the curtain back on the exact mechanism that has been draining your vitality in secret. There are 4 very specific signs that this invisible siege is already acting on your field, and I know you are going to recognize at least one of them immediately. The first sign is that sudden, crushing exhaustion that hits you at 3 in the afternoon, right after sharing good news with someone you deeply trusted. You are standing in the middle of a perfectly normal day, feeling victorious, and suddenly it feels like all the oxygen has been violently sucked out of the room. Your shoulders drop, your mind fogs up. You try to push through it, but the weight is unbearable. This isn't a lack of sleep, it is your field warning you of an invasion. You called it physical exhaustion. The universe called it a silent, energetic drain. The second sign happens right in the middle of a celebration. It is that compliment that came with a bitter aftertaste during a recent gathering. It was a smile that didn't quite reach their eyes, leaving the room feeling instantly colder and heavier. For some of you, this appeared as a sudden, subtle change of subject the exact moment you started shining. For others, it was an awkward, suffocating silence that followed your victory announcement. You called it your own paranoia when you felt those heavy looks. The universe called it spiritual perception. The third sign is the project or the plan that was 99% guaranteed, but inexplicably fell apart at the very last minute, right after you celebrated it out loud. Everything was perfectly aligned, the door was wide open, the victory was yours. And then a sudden invisible wall dropped down out of nowhere. The contract vanished. The person changed their mind. It is not your incompetence. It is not a flaw in your design. You called it a streak of bad luck right at the finish line. The universe called it an invisible siege. The fourth sign is deeply physical and incredibly tragic for someone born with your light. It is that sudden, quiet instinct to shrink your posture or stay completely quiet in a room simply because you suddenly felt that being your vibrant self was somehow just too much for the people around you. You decided that staying small was safer than dealing with their unspoken resentment. You dimmed your own lantern to appease the shadows. You called it a lost opportunity to shine. The universe called it an interception of your blessings. These signs have a common origin, and it has a very specific name. But before the name, you need something else. There is a path of protection, and I am going to open it right now. Before the name, before the word. Because whoever carries the weight of this invisible siege needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay here. And this is exactly where the path of protection opens. The signs that just hit you did not hit you by chance, Gemini. They were not a random coincidence in an ordinary week. That heaviness that isn't just tiredness, it's colder, an energy field that closes in around you every time your light grows. It is as if a silent alarm has been ringing inside your chest for months, warning you that the smiles surrounding your victories are entirely hollow, but your mind has stubbornly refused to accept the harsh reality of who is truly pulling the strings. You try to rationalize it. You try to find logical excuses for the sudden shift in the room's atmosphere. But this is not a random sequence of bad days. This is the universe physically shaking you awake, desperately trying to expose the exact spiritual envy that has been silently wrapping itself around your most vital projects. I have seen Geminis exactly where you are standing right now. I have seen them carrying that massive, world-changing potential, doing absolutely everything right, trusting the wrong energies at the worst possible moments, and watching their castles inexplicably crumble just hours before completion. I watched them internalize that failure, genuinely believing they were broken or inherently cursed. But what changed in them wasn't a sudden stroke of luck. It was the absolute, unapologetic establishment of their boundaries. They stopped negotiating their brilliance with people who were committed to misunderstanding their light, the doors that slammed shut at the last second, the friendships that went ice-cold when you grew, the sensation of carrying looks that no one admits to. I simply could not watch another brilliant mind dim its own lantern just to appease the surrounding shadows. It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret of the Universe to Keep Envy Away from Gemini's Life. This digital book is not just a collection of words, it is the definitive strategic map to dismantle the invisible walls built around you. It reveals precisely how to identify the outer layer of false support, how to block the middle layer of energetic drain, and how to crush the core layer of silent sabotage before it even has the chance to reach your field. You need to carve this universal rule into your mind right now. Envy cannot touch those who see it first. The siege only holds power as long as it remains invisible. But you must move quickly, because this cosmic configuration does not wait. Do not wait for the next blockage to understand what this current one came to show you. Because every single compliment you absorb blindly without this path is another crack in your energetic foundation. Every victory you casually announce to the wrong ears without this shielding is a direct invitation for your vitality to be drained. And every single day you spend rationalizing this heavy, suffocating weight as mere physical exhaustion is another golden opportunity handed over on a silver platter to those who cannot handle your frequency. The digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. Go there and download it while this revelation is still burning fresh and undeniable inside your chest. Take back the reins of your own energy field, because what is waiting for you on those pages is the complete shielding from this siege that only this path maps out entirely. Take a very deep breath right now, Gemini. Let your shoulders drop entirely. Feel the temperature in the room shifting, growing lighter. As we finally bring this hidden weight into the blinding light of truth, you have spent so much of your journey apologizing for the sheer force of your own brilliance, throwing a heavy blanket over your own sun just to keep others comfortable in their own dark corners. You were taught that being too much was a flaw, so you learned the tragic art of becoming less. But the glass is finally being placed around your fire. You are no longer required to shrink. The universe is establishing a perimeter around your steps, and the heavy looks that used to dictate your posture are losing their grip entirely. And as I told you earlier, Gemini, besides the digital book located in the first pinned comment, there is that open voluntary donation link right below the book. I still do not receive a single penny for every message that goes out from here to you. That is why this link exists, so that another Gemini tomorrow can find exactly this message that found you today. Any amount your heart points to. Every such gesture keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach whoever needs it, exactly as it reached you today. The next layer goes deeper, and now, with the path laid out before you, the name comes down. What you have been experiencing is not a random sequence of unfortunate events. It is not a sudden lack of competence on your part, and it is certainly not a universal punishment for daring to dream bigger. It is the layers of the invisible siege. This mechanism doesn't attack you all at once. It is a calculated, creeping cold that infiltrates your life in 3 distinct, progressively more intimate stages, carefully designed to choke your progress right at the finish line. The first stage is the outer layer of false support. This is the applause that echoes just a little too hollow in the room. It is the smiles that vanish the precise moment you turn your back, the people who constantly orbit your vibrant light but offer absolutely nothing to keep it burning. They are the spectators of your life, the ones who demand your energy, your time, and your counsel, but conveniently disappear the exact second you need someone to lean on. Then comes the middle layer of energetic drain. This is where the toll becomes physical, bleeding into your everyday routine. It is that sudden, inexplicable exhaustion that hits you in the middle of a perfectly normal afternoon, forcing you to retreat, cancel plans, and hide away just to recharge your battery. It is the heavy fog that settles over your sharp mind, right when you need to be at your most articulate, a silent, parasitic suction of your vitality by those who cannot generate their own warmth. And finally, the core layer of silent sabotage. This is the most dangerous stage, where the invisible siege directly intercepts your blessings. It is the contract that inexplicably falls through at the 11th hour. It is the sudden, explosive argument that ruins a celebration out of nowhere. It is the golden opportunity that mysteriously vanishes into thin air right after you share the good news with someone you genuinely thought was on your side. The invisible siege operates entirely in the shadows, feeding off the very light you naturally radiate, weaponizing your own openness against you. Imagine a beautifully lit, intricate lantern placed in the very center of a pitch-black overgrown garden. It doesn't ask for attention. It simply exists, burning bright, steady and unapologetically. But its sheer existence inevitably draws in the insects, the moths, and the creeping shadows that desperately wish to consume its warmth. They swarm the light, bumping against it, frantic and hungry, trying to feed off a fire they could never possibly create themselves. And right now, to make the relentless pests go away, you are actively trying to dim your own flame. You are lowering the wick, shrinking your light, desperately hoping that if you just become a little less radiant, a little more ordinary, the shadows will finally leave you in peace. That is exactly where you are right now, Gemini. You are dimming your brilliance so you won't be bothered, but the glass is about to be placed. The armor is about to be forged, and the fire will no longer be touched by the wind. I saw you swallow the good news at that table because something warned you it wasn't safe. I watched you shrink your shoulders to make the room comfortable with your presence, dimming your own spark to avoid blinding those who prefer the dark. I have seen the heavy weight you carry for merely existing in your true, vibrant frequency. You have not been abandoned in the cold, and you are not imagining the heavy looks. The fire I gave you was never meant to be hidden, and the absolute perimeter around it is being drawn right now. There is a man who carried this exact same siege for years, completely unaware of the invisible walls closing in on him. Every single time he was about to sign a life-changing contract, start a new chapter, or finally breathe a sigh of well-deserved relief, everything would mysteriously crumble on the final step. He truly believed he was just inherently cursed, destined to always touch the victory but never hold it. And then he realized the pattern. It only happened when he let certain unverified energies into his inner circle before the victory was completely sealed. What changed in him wasn't a sudden shift in his luck, it was his absolute, unapologetic establishment of boundaries. He stopped apologizing for his light. He stopped announcing his moves prematurely to ears that couldn't handle his growth, and the invisible siege completely collapsed. The heavy energy simply lost its access to his field. You are still processing this right now, feeling that subtle shift in your chest, a strange mixture of absolute relief and the sudden, undeniable clarity that you are no longer walking in the dark. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name. Knowing the mechanism of the siege is only half the battle, Gemini. Now we must name exactly who you became while surviving it in the dark. Because carrying this invisible pressure silently changes a person over time. It alters the way you walk into a room, it dictates how much space you allow yourself to take up, and it forces you into tragic roles you were never meant to play. The universe has been watching you twist yourself into knots, witnessing exactly how much of your own soul you compromised just to keep the peace around you. Gemini senses the room before a single word is spoken. You became the over-observed, the one who learned to physically shrink just to survive the environment without causing a scene. You swallowed your own brilliant ideas, downplaying your victories because you could literally feel the quiet, bitter resentment forming in their eyes. Your greatest vulnerability was never a lack of strength. It was an excess of empathy that tragically convinced you that your light was somehow hurting them. Gemini sustains, Gemini balances, Gemini rarely asks for help. You became the carrier of worlds, exhausting your own spirit, trying to balance everyone else's heavy energy while keeping a perfect smile on your face. You absorbed their daily complaints, their subtle envy, and their toxic moods, functioning as an emotional filter for people who never once bothered to filter themselves for you. You convinced yourself that if you just carried enough of their weight, they would finally forgive you for your success. But beneath that exhaustion lies the unapologetic core of who you actually are. You are the unapologetic spark, the flame that is finally ready to burn brightly without asking for permission from the shadows. The fire inside you is restless, tired of being contained in a tiny glass jar, just to keep others comfortable in their own darkness. You are waking up to the undeniable truth that your frequency was never the problem. Their absolute inability to handle it was. Notice your chest right now. Stop for a second and just feel that sudden, warm expansion pushing against your ribs. That sudden breath of absolute recognition. That heat has a name. It is the realization that you have played all three of these roles, and you are finally shedding the heavy, suffocating armor of the first two to fully embrace the last. You are not broken. You are just navigating a spiritual battlefield completely blindfolded. But this identity that has just been declared over you needs to be sustained. Because the Gemini who knows their own worth without knowing the siege that surrounds them will inevitably go back to carrying heavy looks that are simply not theirs. You cannot afford to leave your field exposed right after recognizing your true power. It was exactly to prevent this tragic return to the shadows that I found this digital book called The Great Secret of the Universe, to keep envy away from Gemini's life. It is waiting for you right now, available in the first pinned comment. This book is the exact tool for sustaining the new identity that has just been declared over you. Do not wait for the heavy look to return to uphold what was just spoken over you, because the very moment you step back into that familiar room, the invisible walls will try to drop down once again. Secure your copy in the pinned comment and seal this frequency right now, ensuring this heavy energy never finds an open door again. I promised I would come back to this. You need to know exactly how this cycle will attempt to return, because it will try. You need to know exactly how this cycle will attempt to return, Gemini, because it will certainly try. Now that you are aware of the invisible walls, the heavy energy will try to find new, subtler ways to bypass your newly formed boundaries. The siege does not give up easily when it finds a light as bright as yours. The first tactic it uses is the sudden doubt that sounds precisely like your own voice. It is that creeping, paralyzing anxiety that drops into your mind out of nowhere, quietly telling you that you simply aren't good enough, or that your current success is just a fluke. It is the heavy whisper right before you launch a major project, desperately trying to convince you that you are an imposter. When this happens, your weapon is immediate. Vocal rejection. You must stop whatever you are doing right in that exact moment. Place your hand firmly over your chest to ground your physical body. Take a deep breath and say out loud, "This thought is not mine. I return it." By doing this, you instantly detach your true identity from the foreign, envious energy attempting to invade your field. The second tactic is the bitter compliment disguised as genuine care. This is a calculated move designed specifically to reopen the door to your life and drain your vitality. It is the person who praises your bold new path, but quickly adds a subtle, deeply discouraging warning right at the very end. They wrap their resentment in a smile. Your weapon here is absolute silence and immediate visualization. Do not defend yourself. Do not explain your choices. Simply nod. Do not feed the conversation with any further details, and mentally visualize a massive, shimmering mirror rising from the ground between you and them. Watch it bounce their heavy intent right back to its original source. The third tactic is the sudden, tragic impulse to hide your latest victory out of sheer fear of the consequences. For some of you, this appears as automatically downplaying your hard-earned achievements in conversations just to avoid making others feel small. For others, it is physically hiding your happiness when you are forced to be around deeply unhappy people. You shrink yourself so they won't have to grow. Your weapon against this is physically claiming your space. Write your recent victory down on a piece of paper using bold ink and place it somewhere highly visible in your room. Claim it as yours, completely unapologetic. These 3 weapons protect you from what I was able to show you today. But the cycle has more layers than fit in one video. The spiritual envy surrounding your path is incredibly adaptable, and you must be completely prepared for when the compliment comes, with a bitter taste when the project freezes again on the eve of success, when the nameless exhaustion returns after certain encounters. You cannot afford to walk back into the room unarmed. It was searching for the ultimate defense against this adaptable shadow that I found this digital book called The Great Secret of the Universe to Keep Envy Away from Gemini's Life. This digital book is the complete map of protection you need, so this siege never catches you off guard again. I am not rushing you. I am warning you. Do not wait for the next siege to finally open the map. The cosmic window to permanently seal your field is wide open right now, but this specific alignment does not wait for anyone. The book is available in the first pinned comment. Go there. Now, I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. I need you to drop your shoulders right now, Gemini. Just let them fall. Take one slow, deep breath and let the noise of the outside world completely fade away. You have spent so much time holding your breath in crowded rooms, trying to anticipate every heavy look and every sudden shift in the atmosphere. Your body has forgotten what it feels like to simply exist without bracing for an energetic impact. Close your eyes if you need to, or just soften your gaze, lower your mental defenses. You have been fighting this invisible siege entirely on your own for so long, trying to smile through the subtle sabotage. But right now, you do not have to fight. Feel the air in the room shifting around you, growing colder and lighter, as the heavy fog that has been pressing against your chest finally begins to dissipate. Take a deep breath in. I want you to feel the heavy weight lifting right now from the back of your neck. Feel your breathing open up as the atmosphere around you suddenly becomes clear. Now imagine a massive, shimmering mirror rising directly from the ground, standing tall and impenetrable right in front of you, facing outward. It catches every heavy look, every unsaid resentment and every bitter compliment, bouncing it right back to exactly where it came from. Feel your shoulders drop even further. You are no longer absorbing their shadows. You are finally safe behind the glass. Now, it is time to let it go. Release the crushing weight of those heavy looks you carried in silence. Release the tragic guilt you felt for simply succeeding and growing beyond their comfort zone. Release the fear of being seen in all your vibrant brilliance. Release the friendships that only wanted you around when you were small. It wasn't your fault the door closed at the last minute. It wasn't your fault they pulled away when you shined. It wasn't your fault the energy in the room got so incredibly heavy. It was never yours to carry. The old armor is breaking. You are no longer the over-observed, shrinking your own light just to survive the environment without causing a scene. You are no longer the carrier of worlds, exhausting your spirit to balance the toxic moods of those who refuse to heal themselves. You are, and you will forever be from this exact moment on, the unapologetic spark. You are the fire that burns brightly, freely, and relentlessly without ever asking for permission from the shadows again. You are feeling this profound shift right now, that warm expansion pushing against your ribs. Before we seal this, write down below the name of someone you are carrying through this crossing. Or, if this is for you, write in one sentence what you are expecting the universe to give back to you. I will read it, and you won't write this alone. Do not let go of this energy just yet. We are not done. Stay with me. I declare an absolute shield over your home today. I seal every drop of effort you have poured into your recent projects, and I protect everything that is currently on its way to you from being intercepted by any heavy look. We, who carry the heavy weight of the world in absolute silence, know exactly what it feels like to be punished simply for shining. We have spent years rationalizing the sudden exhaustion, pretending that the cold energy in the room was just our own paranoia, and accepting the delays as our own tragic luck. But the universe was watching us every single time we decided to shrink our posture to keep others comfortable. It watched the exact moments our energy was drained. The universe spoke to us and said, "I saw you swallow the good news at that table because something warned you it wasn't safe." We are the ones who learn to read the room before a single word was spoken, absorbing the unspoken resentments of those who could not handle our frequency. We convinced ourselves that if we just stayed small, if we just stopped announcing our victories, the invisible siege would finally leave us in peace. But we are no longer asking for permission to exist in our true brilliance. We are waking up to the undeniable fact that our light was never the problem. It was their inability to stand in it. We are rising together, closing the doors to the false support and cutting the cords of the silent sabotage once and for all. The sudden doubt that sounds just like your own voice ends here. The bitter compliment disguised as care that tries to reopen the door ends here. The sudden impulse to hide your latest victory out of fear ends here. Gemini has never been half of anything. Gemini is not envied for being light. Gemini is envied for carrying two worlds where others can barely hold one. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you. I saw you swallow the good news at that table because something warned you it wasn't safe. And that is exactly why I need to remind you of something before sealing. What was cut here today is profoundly real, and the energetic perimeter around your fire has finally been drawn. But tomorrow morning, the mundane world will try to convince you that absolutely nothing has changed. That heavy look that will try to sit on your shoulders again. Tomorrow morning is relentlessly patient, and the shadows will look for any crack in the newly formed glass to drain your vitality once more. You cannot afford to walk back into that heavy environment completely unarmed and exposed. This is precisely why you need the ultimate companion for this new chapter. The digital book called The Great Secret of the Universe to Keep Envy Away from Gemini's Life is waiting for you right now, available in the first pinned comment. This is not just about understanding the layers of the invisible siege. It is about sustaining the armor that was built during this crossing so it isn't lost tomorrow. When the bitter compliment returns, or when the sudden exhaustion tries to hit you out of nowhere, you must know exactly how to reflect it. Do not wait for tomorrow to test the protection you built today. Go to the first pinned comment, download your copy immediately, and make sure this shield remains forever impenetrable. There are thousands of Geminis listening to this right now, standing in the exact same silence and feeling the exact same relief as you. If this voice found you today, subscribe to the channel. Not for the numbers, but because the next message in this series will look exactly for those who have already crossed this first one. In the next video of this series, I'm going to show you the subtle sign that appears exactly 3 days before the siege falls, and why almost every Gemini completely ignores it. Do not miss it. And still in this video, Gemini, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far, you have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign, and if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture. The universe sees, and the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when the heavy look tries to return, remember that the answer has a name, the great secret of the universe, and it is already within your reach. The glass is finally placed securely around your lantern, and the shadows can no longer consume your fire. Now, you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen, what was cut was cut. Walk light, Gemini.